Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. So let's check out this. The defense, the young Cardinals defense. Actually, the defense for the last 3 years under Jonathan Gannon. Now, let's not forget that killer defense he had in 2022 out with the Eagles, the Chickens, the Philadelphia Chickens, or whatever you want to call them. But you know what? That defense was a monster. They were elite. They were like that almost 2001, 2002 Baltimore Ravens defense. Well, not exactly. Come on, because you ain't gonna compare them to Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and all them nasty ass motherfuckers on the Raven defense. But I'm just saying. So back in 2022, they had a top-ranked defense. The Eagles under Gannon. All right, they allowed 179 something yards per game on the average. Right? They had 70 sacks. Let me repeat that for the people in the back of the goddamn room. They had 70 sacks that year. All right? They ranked first in total defense by yards allowed. Okay? Second in pass defense and 8th in points allowed overall, 20.2 points a game. Now, if your defense can hold people to 20.2 points a game, you should be able to win a lot of games, which they did. Discipline. They were also very disciplined, committing the fewest penalties, with just 32 defensive penalties, 6 fewest, and 275 penalty yards, 4th fewest in the league that year. Takeaways, they took away that rock from your ass 27 times that year, tied for 4th in takeaways and 10 strip sacks. Now let's get to the Cardinals defense. So in 2023, Gannon's first year, all right, the Cardinals defense gave up. They were 31st in points per game. They gave up 26.8 points a game. You can't win a lot of games like that, which they didn't. Total yards per game, they gave up 355 yards total game. 355.6 or 0.7, something like that, okay? They were 25th. Total yards allowed overall 27th. 6,047 yards, okay? Their PFF defensive grade, I think, was somewhere around like 54.67, 55, somewhere around there, lowest in the NFL. Opponent's completion percentage. The opposing quarterback, they were 29th. They gave up 38% on completions. Run defense, win rate was last. And then in 2024, they turned it around a little better. They turned it around just a little better. All right? If that's two good words I can put together. They were better. No, look, I'm from Texas, so give me a fucking break. Okay? Total defense, they were 17th NFL, okay? Total defense. All right? Yards allowed per game, they were 21st at 342 yards per game. They got a little better. All right? Opponent yards, 15, based on, pro football shit somewhere. Passing, they ranked 14th in the league for opponent passing yards, which you want to do, that was the middle of the pack. Points allowed, they ranked first, though, again, with 380 yards allowed. And ranked 17th in the league for sack percentage, though. So they was kind of right in the middle. This year, so far, all right, they're 20th in the NFL. But you got to realize they got a young defense this year. Very young, very young. A lot of rookies, a lot of second-year players are just kind of trying to find a way around it. But we got some fucking thumpers. We got some thumpers, okay? Points allowed, they're 11th in points. It's not allowed per drive, That's really not bad, okay? Third down defense, 8th. And third down defense, that's 8th. That's not bad. Okay, with opponents only converting about 35% of that third down this year. So hey, young defense. Let's give them a break. All right. Yards per play, they're 9th in yards per play. They're allowing 5.2, 4.3 show your yards per play. Okay, hey, that's cool. You give a 5 a play, and better than give a 6, 7, 8 a play. Shit. Rush defense, they're 18th right now. They're 18th in rush defense, okay? And their pass defense, they're tied for 7th in the fewest yards per rush allowed and tied for 9th in fewest yards per pass allowed. So look, this defense, what am I trying to get at here? This defense is coming on. It's a young defense, okay? It's a young fucking defense. But if this Cowboys game was any indication of what we can expect from this young defense for the rest of the year, I think we're in good hands. Look, remember, Jonathan Gannon was brought out here to be the head coach, not as an offensive coordinator, but as a DC, because of what he did with that Philly defense. Okay, Now, he had way more fucking top-notch players on defense in that Phillies defense than he has with the Cardinals now. But here's what I noticed. Okay, who in the fuck is Josh Sweat? 6'5", 265, 270 linebacker? Are you fucking kidding me? This is ridiculous. This dude is a beast. He was on Dak Prescott's ass like stink on shit. I mean, every time Dak probably went to bed tonight and had nightmares about number 10 around his ass all game. He got 2 sacks on him. And then we look up and we got Unc. We got the old man. Calais Campbell out here. 39 years old, said, fuck it. I'm going to get me two in a row. All right? We got Garrett Williams out here. We got Zaven Collins that's finally, I know he's not getting a lot of sacks, but Zaven Collins is finally getting pressure, a lot of pressures on him. You know, people ain't paying attention to Zaven. Big Zaven, 6'5", 250. We got some boys on defense. We got some hitters. We got some thumpers. But that dude Sweat, man, 6'5", 270 linebacker. That's an NBA power forward playing linebacker with their agility and the speed to match. Look, this Cardinals defense, pay attention. Because even though everybody's going to say, oh, in the early year, you know, they lost some games. No, the defense didn't lose no fucking games. Kyler Murray couldn't produce or couldn't even give us a touchdown drive when we needed most in those games. We lost about 3 points, 4 points, etc. We lost a total of what, 3 or 4 games by a total of 8 points? It wasn't the defensive fault. Look, by the time with Kyler in at quarterback, by the time the fourth quarter run around, the defense is fucking spent. They were spent. They were spent. They were tired, man. I mean, Kyler comes in, you know, the defense give him a turnover, or we forced the other team to punt, stop their drive, and here comes Tyler. 1, 2, 3, punt. 1, 2, 3, punt. Shit, the defense couldn't even get over to the sideline, sit down and get a fucking sip of Gatorade, fucking take a breather. They're right back out in the field. Whereas meantime, Jacoby's out here sustaining drives, putting points on the board, and the defense can rest, man. That's what won the game for us against Dallas. They were rested in the fourth quarter. They wasn't spent. They wasn't fucking tired. They wasn't putting their hands on their hip breathing because they're tired of going out here 1, 2, 3 punt. Let's get back on the fucking field. I'm gonna call it like it is. The 602 Birdman is gonna call it like it fucking is. But watch out for this defense. Now, if this defense can go out to Seattle this week and put the hammer down on Sam Darnold, that Seattle offense that's rolling right now. That Seattle offense is no joke. Them boys are rolling. Seattle's always had a good defense. They always had a good running game. They always had a good pass game. I don't care if Metcalf's gone. I don't give a fuck. For some reason, I don't care what coach you got in, Pete Carroll, Dinky John. I don't give a fuck who the coach is in Seattle. It just seems like Seattle always has a consistent run game, a good pass game, and a pretty solid defense. But if we can go out there and this defense can bring the smoke, and wasn't it Sam Darnold years ago when he was just talking about he was seeing ghosts? You remember that shit back in the day? Yeah, if we can get Sam Darnold to start seeing fucking ghosts, because to believe in Sam, oh yeah, number 10 is gonna be on your shit. Yeah, Buddha gonna be on your shit. And speaking of Buddha, let me tell y'all something about Buddha. Buddha, for his size, hits like one of them Ravens linebackers back. He hits like Ray Lewis in the body of his. Goddamn, bro. Buddha very seldom misses tackles, but when he hits you, you going down. You feel he thumped. That's what we need on this defense. We need to keep thumping. We need to make fuckers that come across that motherfucking pay. We need people to scared to come down to them scenes because they don't know if their head's gonna be taken off. And we can still be physical like them Ravens defense, like them Ray Lewis's defense. You know, we still, them Troy Polamalu, Pittsburgh, we can still be physical. Just make sure you bring it in with your shoulder and don't lead with your head, or don't go helmet to helmet. But we can still light some ass up. And what I see in this defense this year, this young defense, I see Jonathan Gannon finally getting to where he wants to be, where his defense wants to be. You remember when Jonathan first came in and said, we're going to be nasty, we're going to be violent, we're going to be this way. I see that now. Let's cut down on the penalties. Don't be doing stupid shit. And let's bring the fucking smoke. For the rest of the season, I'm going to see motherfucking getting laid out in the blue tent of the opponent's offenses. I want to see motherfuckers lined up trying to get an appointment to go in that fucking blue tent. That's the defense I want. I want some hitters. I want some thumpers. I want the motherfuckers that's just going through your body. And let's start ripping the ball. They getting turnovers, rip-aways, take motherfuckers' heads off. That's defense. And what I see so far, I have a good feeling this young Cardinals defense is going to be around for a few years. Yeah, Monty. I gotta give you a B+ on your drafting so far. You got some dogs in here, young dogs. We're coming, motherfucker. Roof.